Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Love you guys. Thanks for coming on over today. Boy, I'm doing something different in my smash book, for my smash book today. My Garden and Guns magazine that just came actually has a craft in it that I wanted to show you and try. Now it has needlework involved, so I can't guarantee great results, but it was very inspiring. So let me give you a little peek here. This is the picture that I saw. And if you can look at it close enough, you see that there is very intricate needlework in it, in all of these leaves. Then I pulled the article out and I looked at it, and this gal, she is an artist who has taken nature and uses it to uses nature as a substrate for needlework. And she calls it, this article is called Nature's Fabric, and she's a fiber artist named Hillary Waters Fayle, F-A-Y-L-E. And that's her cuteness right there. She's just adorable. She's just the cutest thing. But I read the article and I thought, okay, I think I can do this, because it was just one little article. So what I did was I went out to my yard and before it snowed, right? Snow in May. But I took some leaves, and this is just an ivy from my house, philodendron, and I'm not quite sure what this is. I can see it in my mind, but I don't know what the name of it is. And then another one, and also a feather that I found. So I'm gonna try my hand at some very intricate needlework, and I have some, or slow stitching as the phrase is these days. I have these threads that are metallic and very, very bright. Some are thicker than others, so I pulled out the thinner ones that I thought would go. And we'll see. I've got a rainbow one in here too, but I don't know if that would show up necessarily, because it's so thin. I mean, it's really, really, really thin. It's basically done. It's for embroidery, obviously. I've got a snag inside of there in my bag, but I found this, I think, at a yard sale ages ago. But for this, I'm going to need a very tiny needle as opposed to my big ones on here. So I got out my little sewing kit that I've had since I was married. Obviously, the little yarn threads in there have been replaced here and there. But I'm going to give this a shot. And one thing she mentioned on here is when you're working with these, they are still, because these were just pulled out the other day, so they're still moist and they're still pliable. And what she does with hers is she does a little pattern, like on tissue paper or something see-through, and then she pokes holes in her thing according to that pattern that she has made. For instance, she would have maybe poked holes for this flower or any of these flowers ahead of time, and then done her needle point. So cool. Oh my gosh. So I don't know. I'm going to give it an attempt with my limited skills, and we'll see what happens. I have a page all set up for it in here that I want to do. So I've got this, and I want to put this in here so it peeks through the window. So that's the plan, peeks through the window. And I've got it set up on these two pages for the pictures, the art, these few things, and then my other leaves and feather. So that's where I'm planning on putting it at the moment. So, okay, let's start this off. I will pull my camera down in a minute, but I don't know what to choose. this white on here, silver. Let's do this. I don't want to start on this one because I want this one to look the best. So I'll wait on that. So let's go with this one, and I'm just going to freehand stitch, not going to make a big deal out of it. My mom did embroidery, and I've got some beautiful pieces that she has made. Here's a trick getting the needle threaded. I only got one strand of it. Okay, I'm gonna pull the camera down. Get some better light. Okay, that one's got both. Okay. I'm gonna put a knot down here at the end. So I'm just going to read the article that was in the Garden and Guns magazine that I just got. I realize now that it's a June-July of this year, of 2022, but I got it in May, so I'm going to qualify it to belong in my May Smash book because I can. And the article is called Nature's Canvas. A Virginia fiber artist embroiders unexpected canvases by Carolyn Sanders Clements. Hilary Waters Vale slowly turns a magnolia leaf over in her fingers, coaxing a needle threaded with embroidery floss gently through to the other side. It's all about the connection between creation and the human hand, she says. She means this metaphorically, but she's also speaking literally. Stitching intricate patterns onto delicate leaves takes a meticulously soft touch. I'm asking a material to do something it's not supposed to, she says. Even though I've done it so many times, I look at a finished piece and think, I can't believe I got through without tearing it. Around her Richmond studio lie finished and mid-processed works. A maple leaf with red thread tracing its veins, a eucalyptus leaf bearing tattoos of its likeness in orange and blue, a ligustrum leaf missing slivers whittled out with an X-Acto knife, 2 ginkgo leaves bound by geometric stitching. Fale, who runs Virginia Commonwealth University's Fiber Arts program, is quick to point out that the art form is not new. One of the oldest known flax fibers, found in a Georgian cave, is estimated to be more than 34,000 years old. Fale herself often finds inspiration in historical quilt patterns, lace techniques, and traditional fabric motifs from around the world. Fale learned to sew as a child, but her nature obsession began at a New York summer camp she attended as a teen. For college, I flipped a coin between environmental science and art, she says. I landed on fiber design and fell in love. During a semester studying in Manchester, England, she grew accustomed to stitching on a small scale, tiny works that would fit in a suitcase. Her passions aligned a few summers later when she found herself working as a cook at her former camp. She embroidered between meals, improvising with materials. I walked outside and saw a big oak tree. I thought maybe I could stitch on a leaf, she says. That was the first thing I had made that I was really, really proud of. Since then, she's taught at North Carolina's Penland School of Craft, the Mediterranean Art and Design Program in Sicily, and Yasser University in Turkey, and exhibited works pressed on archival material under museum quality glass to ensure preservation in galleries worldwide. But most pieces still begin with a neighborhood walk, meanders along blocks with gated gardens and verdant city parks, human and natural history intersecting on every corner. Anytime someone has planted a seed or picked a flower, they've shaped a landscape, Fale says. There are human fingerprints all over the natural world, hers included. As she ambles, her eyes fix on the canopy or the silhouettes that have fluttered to the sidewalk. We're so used to leaves, we often don't realize they're there. Back in Fale's studio, some leaves get pressed. Very low tech between books to get the moisture to even out, she says, while others go straight to her work table. She charts a design in her sketchbook, then layers the paper over the leaf, pricking holes with a needle through to transfer the pattern, marking where each stitch should go. Then she begins the painstaking needlework, careful with the pressure she applies. You have to hold close to where you're puncturing so it doesn't break, she explains. Her most fragile canvases, ginkgo leaves, tree of heaven seed pods, even plumage, can take up to 40 hours to complete. Like foliage, Fail's art is transient. Some leaves fade to be more golden or muted, some become more minty over time, she says, but using organic material is part of the magic for me. I'm confident they will outlast me, but my pieces do have a life cycle. They can't exist forever, just as nature intended. I thought some of the thoughts on that were poignant. The fact that she's like, I can't believe that didn't tear. Mine did, but it seemed to work okay. And she didn't say anything about making the back any stronger. And as you can see, I get some knots in mine here in a little bit that kind of they stall me. So, and I'm just doing this very loosely and trying not to pull too tight. And I do have this sped up double speed. So, and here we go. Here is what thread can do to you. So I had a little issue here, but it works out. So, still kind of enjoying it. I'm expanding my horizons, we'll say. Well, that's the start. And I will do the rest of these off camera, but I'm not sure if I'm enjoying it. It's taking a while, but I think it's going to be really pretty. So I will do more of this off camera. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to get to this level of awesomeness for this project, but what a great idea though. And I just wanted to give it a try and show you also what else you can do art on. You know, I mean, I never would have thought of a leaf being something, or a feather for that matter, being something you could do some creative stitching on. So I'll show a finished product once I get there. Okay, so I'm back and I have put a blanket stitch on this one. That was a little tricky and it ripped in a few places, and even though I backed the whole thing with tape, I did a little bit of a vine type of thing here. Again, backed the whole thing with tape first. It made my needle kind of sticky, but it was okay. And just some leaves on a leaf here, and a straight stitch. First attempt, so it's eh. And the feather was harder than I thought. I believe the feathers that she used in hers were much more dense, but it just got me more frustrated than anything. But it still got a cool effect with a little bit of that glitter on there. The metallic threads were fun to work with, and I realize now why I haven't worked with them before. They're hard to get on the needle. Just that one thing. So let's go ahead and put this on our book. Let me pull this back on my book. Okay. So I cut out all the pieces of the article that I wanted to keep in here. The picture, obviously, of her art. This title called Arts, Nature's Fabric. and then her in this picture right here. Okay, so isn't that interesting? I probably will do some more color or a little bit around things. Oh boy, I just realized this is all bumpy now, right? Oh, I've got things I got to write over here. Oh well, oh well. Yeah, no worries, I guess. Anyway, yeah, so I think it's going to be pretty though. I really like a little touch of nature in things, you know, especially now with spring rolling around. Yeah. So, okay, you guys, that's what I'm working on in my craft room today. Just something completely different and out of my comfort zone. Small stitch, slow stitch. So anyway, Thank you, Miss Hillary Waters Fail, for your beautiful inspiration today. I hope it inspires you to do something like this. I think it's fun, but yeah, my limited needlepoint skills. Those of you who are into slow stitch, I think you could make such beautiful pieces with this kind of method. So yeah, I'm quite the novice, as you can see, but hey, I gave it a try. I tried something new, and I'm adding to my toolbox of artistic expression, so to speak. So, all right, you guys, that's it for today. Love you. Take care. And as always, God bless. Bye-bye.